But first, we do dive deeper into President Trump saying he believes Ukraine can take back all of its territory from Russian forces. CBS News reporter Olivia Gazis joins us now. And Olivia, thank you very much for joining us here. You know, it was only 6 weeks ago that President Trump was saying there would be land swapping with Ukraine and Russia. What has happened since then that might explain this reversal we're seeing?
Absolutely, Nancy. As you just showed there appears to be an extraordinary pivot on the part of President Trump that made it appear to take many delegates here by surprise. He gave little indication that it was his mindset even this morning during those extended remarks during the General Assembly or during his brief encounter just before going into his meeting with President Zelenskyy. But he clearly came out of that meeting with an altered view, and we're still working to learn what exactly transpired during the hour that the two leaders were meeting. President Zelenskyy did meet with reporters immediately following that encounter. He said he wouldn't share details of the conversation, but he was glad that President Trump had good information and that he could absolutely be a game changer in altering the course of this conflict. Now, as you've noted, President Trump has shifted his position on this conflict in the past, and there's no explicit novel U.S. commitment mentioned in the statement that he made, more than it was the expression of a very newfound opinion. One thing that did also markedly shift was his description of his relationship with Vladimir Putin. He's no longer extolling it as the key to ending this conflict. In fact, he said that relationship didn't mean anything.
Very interesting choice of words there coming out of the UN today, Olivia. And also President Trump met with several European leaders today. What did they say about the war in Ukraine, and how do they fit into what happens next here?
Yes, he's had back-to-back meetings with leaders from across the world. Earlier today, he met with the head of the EU Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, with the French President, Emmanuel Macron. Mr. Macron also said that this new stance on Ukraine is the right one. He agreed that the Russian economy was suffering greatly, and he said it was a common objective for the U.S. and Europe to see this conflict ended in a just and sustainable way. Ms. von der Leyen also said that President Trump was right in pushing the Europeans to reduce their dependency on Russian energy imports. We know that the bloc has reduced those significantly as a whole, but there are still outliers in Slovakia and in Hungary. Notably, President Trump was also asked about Hungary and whether he had asked Prime Minister there, Viktor Orban, to reduce his consumption of Russian energy. President Trump said he hadn't spoken to him, but he called him a friend and said he probably might if he gave him a call. The two leaders may, in fact, hold a call in the near future.
Olivia Gazis reporting there from UN headquarters in New York. Olivia, thank you.